what's that show? Men in Black. Just like that. There's just
They're all hanging out behind the scenes.
Yep. Or they're with us right now. I've seen some people that could be Bigfoot.
They still say the best scene of a filming of a Bigfoot, it was way back in the day when they filmed that one that he was walking across the canyon.
Yeah.
They said that's the only footage.
Only.
That they believe they can't decide how it they can't make it up. They said just the way the joints are and every way he walks looks like Bigfoot.
Why do you believe Bigfoot exists? Is he the missing link between monkey to man?
I don't know. Why do we care?
No,
why do we give a shit if Bigfoot exists, right?
No, I don't care. As long as they find gorillas. Look how big a fucking gorilla is, and they find those motherfuckers all the time. Obviously, for Bigfoot to exist this long, there's girl Bigfoots, there's boy Bigfoots, and there's baby Bigfoots. So how can they not?
And there's no controlling how many Bigfoots there are. So there's probably a shitload of Bigfoots out there.
There is. They're everywhere.
They're banging everywhere. They can't be extinct.
I give it up for them. I think Bigfoots are intelligent creatures because they know how to hide and elude us. Fucking awesome. They're super smart.
Bigfoots?
Yeah. They've gone all these years without getting caught.
Sasquatch are real, and they're like the other primates. They're going to have similar vocalizations, alerts, calls, mating calls.
This is where you get down your howling.
Anticipate that they're very similar to those types of sounds.
I can't hear it. You hold the microphone better.
As a high-pitched scream, like a woman being murdered in the woods.
Oh, better.
Sometimes they're long and drawn out. Sometimes they're short, like this. Other times, you hear the long, sort of mournful howls, often described as the Ohio howl, because Matt recorded that for the first time back in Ohio in 1995.
Like that.
What?
Like a siren kind of sound.
Was that something?
I've also had
imitating it?
squatches come to me like,
that guy from Big
making a bunch of noise and this and that.
Excuse me, family, or fans for this, but that sounded like a retard kid that just stubbed his toe.
Well, here.
Squatches come to me like when I've been making a bunch of noise and this and that. Come to me and do like that kind of grunt, growly kind of thing.
I want to hear the actual noise.
This is him.
That's him making
like that.
noise. That's the guy imitating it, right?
My question is, here's another one.
To each other in what might be a language or some sort of early proto-language or something. They sound much like very large men grumbling back and forth to each other. Some people say it sounds like a samurai chatter or something, and actually that's what that sort of vocalization is now named. Like,
they sound better than that.
Is this a joke?
Squatches do.
No, this is
I think
Finding
knocks
Bigfoot,
are
the
definitely
TV
them
show.
locating each other. It's just how they keep head count where they are. And I've also been how many people there are with us walking
I got
around.
something for you.
So let me ask you this. How do people like this get TV shows?
Hear that? You want to hear something? All right, listen to this, Listen to this, there, fans. I'm going to let you listen to something. So, this. Where's my speaker? This is a sound that I had to hear one time, and I thought it was. Here, listen. Do you hear that? Guess what that is? Could you hear it?
Do it again. It's like a cat. Yeah.
You know what that is?
What?
It's a fox. It's a fox. Kit fox.
Like a baby fox.
No, kit fox. A little ass fucking fox. I had to hear that one time screaming when I was in Cornville.
Oh,
And
yeah?
I thought it was a woman screaming for help. So, of course, I go outside, and I'm like, hello? I'm all...
Well, you've heard this. This is what?
Is that the baboons? What is that?
That's an elk.
Oh, fuck. So, how could you not confuse that in the woods? How could you not confuse that in the woods?
Well, you're in the woods in the dark, and you hear that. That sounds like, my dog's like, what the fuck is that? That's an elk.
Okay. So how can someone say...
That's Bigfoot?
Yeah. Like this. This is gone. Remember this sound? You heard this sound for a while, remember? fucking want to hear it.
What's that? The peacock?
That was a peacock.
What were the people yelling behind it?
There. Remember that noise?
Yeah.
Remember that? Remember we lived in Phoenix and those people had the peacock?
Yep.
And we were all like, what the fuck is that noise?
My dogs are getting all worked up. Here's another one.
Oh, Bigfoot plays guitar. Is that what that
No,
is?
this is different. This is... What does the javelina say? Some video has to build up. Something has to make it look interesting. Oh, shit.
Dude, seriously.
I don't know what the fuck it is. I thought it was a
Hunting
javelina.
channel? The fucking hunting channel?
We lost everything. Computer died.
So that's the thing.
I hope this is still recording. Calm down.
I mean, here we go. We could probably just... But this is the bullshit.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Javelina.
What was that?
That's what a javelina sounds like.
Yeah. Now, see, that would scare the shit out of me.
In the dark,
Yeah.
right?
I got 10.
See, so people who don't know what it's like in nature and you walk around the woods, these animals are out there. So when you hear these things, this is the sound that they make.
Okay. That right there.
What the hell is that?
That's a squirrel mating call.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. That is
not a squirrel. That sounds
Yes,
like a
it
fucking
is. That's
ghouls.
That is the gray northern gray squirrel. Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's true. It's true. You don't like it? Let's see what else I got here for you. That's a trout. That's a trout.
That's a trout fish.
That's
Shut
a
up,
trout fish.
dumbass. Yeah,
No, you're a
yeah,
dumbass.
You don't know any of this shit. Now we're making up shit.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, you know what this is?
It's
Did
a
you
trout.
hear that? Did you hear that?
Yes.
This is
So-
this is the northern Arizona squirrel. Yep, that's what it is.
I like it.
And this is a bunch of chipmunks. So he's still playing this shit.
It's a true story. What I'm just saying is that those are creepy. Those if you want to watch some creepy shit, people, watch YouTube videos on interviews of serial killers.
No.
Those are fucked. Where those guys talk about shit like it's no big deal.
Did you ever watch you watch Ghost Hunters too, right? Oh, we did that. We talked about doing that at your house.
Fuck ghost hunters.
You were another one that believed in that shit too.
Well, no, I never believed in it. I was waiting for the day. Like there was that one day where the broomstick fell over, and he was like, "Oh, I feel lightheaded," and he would. Did you ever notice that dude always wore really tight shirts, and he wore like that old Affliction shit? Remember? The guy,
No.
the lead character's show.
Uh-uh.
Yeah,
The
looking always,
bald-headed guy?
no, the lead character, dark-haired guy,
Oh.
Ghost Hunters. Remember? And then they would go, "Hey, did you hear that?" And here's what it would sound like. It sounded like he said, "Get out of my house! I'm going to kill you and follow you home and steal all your money." I totally heard that. Listen to it again, in slow motion. Whoa, did you hear that? It was totally had nothing to do with this. Maybe his buddy farted and didn't want to own up to it. But they would interpret all these sounds. But the creepiest one I ever saw was the prison. Remember that big shadow that went across the jail cell?
Yeah.
I'd have been gone. But then again, I did see a little shadowy orb. We tried to do ghost hunters at a old ranch I used to live at, remember?
Yeah, we talked about that one. So
Never happened.
I looked up why people still want to think they can find Bigfoot. SmithsonianMagazine.com says, at this point, the most important evidence has entered Bigfoot file. 1967, Roger Patterson filmed a few seconds of a hairy creature walking with two legs by Sam Bluff Creek. So that's the only footage we have at this point that has ever been taken as truth. So people since then cannot mimic that little Bigfoot picture of the video, and people have seen it. And nowadays you have so much technology in front of you, people still can't replicate that little millimeter camera filming that dude walking across the creek.
Dude, it was pretty creepy.
that one. That's what fucked me up as a kid when I saw that. Because back then, again, no one had camera phones and stuff. When I saw that scared me. I thought that's true. I thought
So, did I ever tell you my story about that when I was camping? I mean, at the camp, 4-H camp, another trauma from 4-H.
Mm-hmm.
So, real quick story. We're in the mountains at a camp, and they're going to hike us all, I don't know, 3 or 4 miles to a lake to do a little field trip. And as we're hiking there, I hear a bunch of screaming. I'm a young kid, too. I hear all this screaming and people running all over the place. And there's Bigfoot running through the forest. And he's probably about 500 yards out, just far enough that you could see a big, giant black figure running through the woods. Well, it freaked everybody out. And kids took off running everywhere. So they had to call the Forest Service and the Sheriff Department to come out and find all these lost kids because one of the camp counselors thought it'd be a funny joke, and people flipped out and took off. So some of the kids they didn't find till late at night. They scattered everywhere. They had to apologize to all his campers and show it was fake. It was pretty funny, dude. Because for a week prior to this whole Bigfoot thing, they were talking about Bigfoot, pumping it all up at camp, scaring us kids.
Oh, so they were getting you guys
trash
prepared.
cans. Yeah, knocking over trash cans. At noise, they would come up and smack the cabin wall. And the counselor's like, "Oh my God, it's Bigfoot! Don't sleep by the window." So of course, when these kids
nowadays they would all go into they getting put in jail for PTSD of all these kids. Parents would have to take their kids to therapy. Oh God,
dude, it was hilarious. So I remember just people screaming and taking off.
Why would they run? It's not like he's running at them. He was just running across the woods.
I didn't run. I just looked.
Did you believe it?
I don't know what to think. I was little, but I didn't run because it was really far away, and he was running away from us. He wasn't, if he was running towards us, I'd have been fucking gone. I would have been gone too. But no, that was pretty funny. I remember that shit.
So my kids believed in Bigfoot, and we went camping, and him and his buddy went to the lake, and they were down there fishing at night, and they had a little lantern by the lake. So I went
a ghost story lantern.
So I went around with my other son, who was real little, and I said, let's scare him. So I snuck into the woods on the backside, and it was dark as shit. And so my son, the little one, I should have thought this through. He was scared fucking, even though we knew what we were doing, he was still fucking scared. So I made him sit down. I'm like, watch this. So I took a huge boulder, and I chucked it up into a tree. And you hear it go pop, and it made a perfect pop noise, and then it hit each branch. Pop, 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 pop. So then I can hear my boy and his friend down there talking, and they're like, and it paused. And then all of a sudden I see a flashlight pan across the woods over there, and so me and him lay down. Well, I didn't realize I was wearing a sweatshirt with a reflection on it, so I had a reflector emblem. So it looked like an eyeball, I guess, from his distance. He thought he saw an eye, but it was my hood having a reflector for like a running hood. And so he thought someone was in the woods and so all of a sudden I could hear, like whispering back and forth. And then I take a rock again, I throw it. It goes, gah, 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 perfect. Just right. And so all of a sudden I hear, and I see the flashlight again panning back and forth. And then I see the flashlight, because I couldn't see them, and the lantern slowly walking away, just like it was floating across the ground. And as it kept going, and all of a sudden they ran, and it just took quickly. It quickly took off, like phew, just like you could see them running. And so I came back around the woods, and I came back, and they're like, you scared us, Dad. What the hell are you doing?" And then his friend goes, He pulled up the fishing knife, which is a fillet knife, and he had it in his hands because he thought if you come running out, he was going to stab you. And I thought that would have been a good documentary as I ran, and he stabs me to death like Lord of the Flies, just kills the little fat kid.
You're all yelling at him. It was a joke.
That's your dad. So, and he's still funny because he said, I asked him, I said, "Why'd you run? How'd you even know this shit wasn't?" And he said, "I saw the reflection. It looked like two eyes in the woods. And so it scared the shit out of him." Yep. But my son, who was sitting next to me, the little one, he was shaking the whole time. I could hear him like, because he was so scared because he thought someone was going to attack us.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, knowing that my son's instinct was to grab the